He is Reverend Dr. Charles A. Packer, Senior Minister of the Pine Hill Congregational Church in West Bloomfield, and adjunct professor at the Ecumenical Theological Seminary of Detroit. Reverend Packer, that's a lot of multi-syllable words right there. Fortunately, I've been doing this for a while. Thank you very much for joining us here on the MegaCast today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, it's awful good to have you, and we are seeing more and more congregations open up. Tell us what's going on at Pine Hill Congregational Church.
Well, we have been, like many churches and faith communities in general in the area since mid to late March, been holding our services regularly online, and we did a few, we tried a few things, and we ended up using Zoom by Holy Week. And so for April 5th through the 12th, beginning with Palm Sunday, concluding with Easter, we were able to have full services online. We continued to listen to the reports from the governor, from the CDC, and we also continued to extend our suspension of in-person activities. This May, we've really begun doing more online that we would have done in person in previous weeks and months. We just finally figured we don't know how long this is going to go on, and we don't want to just not be active. And we're a very active church in the community and in general, and we wanted to resume activities even if they weren't in person. So we've continued to do that online, adding a book discussion, doing regular meetings, and then continuing to hold weekly Sunday morning worship services. We did make the decision, our board of trustees made the decision in mid-May that because of a lot of the uncertainties, we were just going to make the decision that unless something radically changed, we got new information that made a significant difference, that we would continue the suspension of activities through at least July 1st. So right now, we are not holding any in-person services or programs at the West Bloomfield location, and everything that we're doing is online.
All right. Well, I want to applaud you for doing a great job making all the technology work and staying in touch with your congregation. Not easy. And in particular, annually, we work together with you to put on a Memorial Day broadcast, and you do a wonderful Memorial Day service. This year we did it online. Tyler, you could tell me more about how all that went.
Went very well.
All right, well, there you go. Simple. Man, a few words, Tyler Keefe. He went very well.
Yeah.
So we were able to honor our servicemen and women, and we appreciate you doing that and making that all work online, too.
Well, thank you, and I want to give credit to Chris Cooper, and he and his family have been long supporters of the Pine Lake Cemetery Memorial Day service, and really he brought the idea to me when he heard that we were not going to be doing an in-person service. We just, again, all of the uncertainty, we didn't want to plan and then have to cancel it all. And he really came up with the idea and made the technology work, and it was really a privilege to work with him and with Mary Bem with the Cemetery Association.
So what advice would you give to other leaders in our area, other religious leaders in our area, different denominations, different churches and synagogues, they're all handling this different. Archdiocese of Detroit comes out and opens up. You're staying closed for right now. And there's a lot of others that are on both sides of the fence here. You want to talk about your decision and any feedback that you would give other religious leaders in our area who may be tuning in?
Well, there's no question. I think in most faith communities, it's certainly true with Pine Hill, we miss each other. We miss seeing each other. We miss being in that proximity that brings warmth and renews friendship and sustains relationship. Which is one of the reasons that we went to Zoom and not another platform, because it just was really important for our folks that they be able to see one another. on a regular basis. That may or may not be as important to other faith communities, and there are practicalities involved in every decision with regard to what technology to choose and engage. But we definitely wanted to see each other. We wanted to be as much a community as we could virtually. We want to be together, but we also have just really discussed the implications of the coronavirus, and we don't want to be a faith community that is one of those, like in the news, where there has been an outbreak resulting from various meetings or choir rehearsals, that sort of thing. We don't want to be in that position or to foster that. And so it's important for us to find a way to be together, but it's also critically important that we make sure that everyone is healthy and safe, and we are not perpetuating something negative in the broader community. That's very, very important to us. We want to protect our folks. We want to protect the community as much as we're able to do so and make an impact on that. And so that really has guided our decisions. We're taking the month of June to really look at, whenever it is that we discern prayerfully that it's the right thing to do to reopen our building for events, what do we need to do? What do we need to have in place? And we have a member of the trustees has done a tremendous job, put in many hours of research, and looked at all of the best practices and best advice that's out there. And so we're going to take June and really study that, look at the list, change things, add things to it. And we're also going to be in touch with members of the congregation and see when they would feel comfortable coming back. Are they ready? What would they need to see in order to be comfortable? Right. So we're taking a lot of wisdom from a lot of sources.
Reverend Packer, you are being deliberate about your decision making, and it's hard, and I applaud you. The simple thing, I think, would be to just open up. But you're being careful, judicious, and prudent, and we applaud you. And I thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us today. Really good to partner with you again on the memorial service at the Pine Hill Cemetery, and I'm really glad that you're doing well. Please express our thoughts and wishes to your congregation, and we thank you very much for joining us here on the broadcast today.
Thank you very much.
All right. He is Reverend Dr. Charles Packer, and he is the senior minister of the Pine Hill Congregational Church in West Bloomfield, and also adjunct professor at the Ecumenical Theological Seminary of Detroit.